onion, coconut milk. 4-5 finally hits. Yeah. When I finish with these seasonings, I'll call her in and see if she'll say hello. I know, for real. Like, what was I thinking? And then by the time they're 10, you forget, and you're ready to do it all over again. Yeah. I'm past the point of being concerned that it's not going to work out. It was scary. It really was. Because you bond with them so quickly. But if she wasn't going to be able to focus and get her job done, then I would have had to, you know? And I did not want to lose her. I needed her to just shape up. Okay. Okay, we're done with grinding all of our seasonings. So put it this way. Oh! All right, Daria, are you ready? Did Daria leave? Did I lose him? Penny! 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 Hi. Hi. You ready? Go get me. Hello. Hello. You had to know. Hello. Hello. Hi. I know. I know. Hello. What you doing? Okay, I'm done with you. I do. I think of her as a lucky penny, and I pick her up quite often. She's a little gal. She's only like she's she's not even supposed to. 60 pounds is her top weight. Um, she's supposed to be about 55. Okay, let's see. I've exhausted myself. Um, this is the problem with having been sick, guys. I'm crazy weak. Uh, I got 2 pieces of ginger, thinking I would have enough for a couple of different things. These are the tiny pieces of ginger the lady got me. So, not ideal. That's what Nova says. She's a little thing. How come I don't look larger on camera? I want to look larger on camera. Nuh-uh! Nuh-uh. I don't mind the age part. That's one of those topics that's really interesting to me because people are always so cautious and stuff, and they'll be like, "You're 29 and holding," and blah blah blah. And I'm like, "Nah, nah, nah. I am 43 years old. I lived every one of those years. They were not all easy years. I earned 43. Like I worked hard for 43. I'm okay with people knowing, right? Not hiding it." But I know that that is a thing. That is a cultural thing for sure, for sure. The outside of this ginger is rather thick, so I am removing it. They're not soft pieces of ginger. I got them from natural grocers, and I usually end up getting my ginger from Albertsons, and Albertsons has a much larger supply, so that may be what the issue was. She's a thick ginger, or just a thick-skinned ginger. I'm not sure which, because she's small. She's small, but she's thick-skinned. I think one of these actually may be enough for our curry, though. I went to lunch with Sharon on Friday because I had to work a full day to make up some of the time that I missed this week at work, which meant I had to take a lunch break. And we went to this little salad place here in town, and it's because I wanted food, right? I was like, if we could find some place with like soup, sandwiches, salads, something like that, I'm more likely to be able to eat the food and not die. Um, so we went to this place, and the problem is, it was okay. It was fine. Um, but it was one of those like kind of hoity-toity, slightly pretentious salad places, And I had this conversation with the lady that just cracked me up because one of the drinks that they had was a pineapple ginger fresca. And I was like, do you use fresh ginger or dried in that? And she said, we use fresh. Everything here is fresh. And I was fascinated by that being where she went with my question because that is not, when I hear a place say everything is fresh, fresh ingredients, right? I do not think not dried seasonings. Do you know what I mean? Like, that's not, that's not part of what I think that means. Did you know that was offensive that you're talking about my ginger? It's very offensive, Dari. This ginger is offensive. So I'm gonna put my ginger, my turmeric, and my garlic all grated into this. Let's do our right. Um, we'll grate all of those things in here, and then we'll smash it with some salt. I know it's right. Maybe she is. We don't know. Oh, I do need to grate a serrano into this as well. It's a rather large serrano, but that's fine. I'm kind of thinking that just my natural groceries is suffering on produce right now. All right, so let's talk about curry paste. Um, I know. Different recipes will call for different ways to prepare your curry paste. One of the differences is between making it in a food processor and making it in a pestle and mortar. Good afternoon. Um, if you make it into um, if you make it in the food processor, it will chop it up finely. It will make a fine curry paste. However, smashing it helps to release the oils. So I I do something sort of in the middle. I know. Um, and I grate it into small pieces to make it easier to do in the pestle and mortar because I don't want to be smashing it forever. So it gives me a little bit of a head start, but we still get to do the step that allows us the release of those oils. Where's my other garlic bulb? Here it is. So I need 5 cloves of garlic.
I know, because it's usually ridiculous.
Half the time,
Okay.
what you got? I actually had a conversation that I have been meaning to bring up during a food stream too.
Ah, but there is a specific type of jalapeno that is dried. A lot of dried peppers have a different name than their original fresh pepper name. So yes, chipotles are they Moreno? I can't remember how to pronounce it.
Um, but when I was doing the little cooking class for those kiddos, I talked about throwing salt and oil into the pasta water. I don't know what dried Peter peppers would be. Um, and Sharon was like, "No, you don't do that." And I was like, "What now?" And she said, "You don't add oil to the pasta water. That used to be something they always said. But they recently came out and said that that was a stupid idea, that you don't want to do that because it will keep your sauce from sticking to your noodles." Now, I'm not sure if this is an issue of the difference between making your own noodles and making like the pre-boxed spaghetti noodles. The pre-boxed spaghetti noodles tend to not necessarily stick very much these days. Um, but I've had plenty of other types of noodles that do stick if you don't oil your water. And as far as it keeping your sauce from sticking to the noodles, that just confounds me because a lot of sauces have oil in them, one. Um, and you're only adding at maximum like a teaspoon to a tablespoon of oil to a huge amount of water. And so it makes very little sense to me that that amount of oil in that amount of water would have that drastic of an impact on the absorption of your sauce. Um, so I was wondering if anybody else has information, knowledge um, regarding the addition of oil to your pasta water. And I don't want to just turn to the internet because honestly, I don't really trust the internet all that much. Sometimes there is useful information there, but there's also a great deal of misinformation there. So she proved her point by Googling it, but I still have difficulty on just a making sense of it level accepting it. And I meant to ask Wolf at some point, but I haven't. I also, when I tend to do pasta water, right? Um, but do you add oil to the pasta water? Um, Also, I add the salt when I put the water on to boil because salt changes your boiling temperature, and it makes very little. I don't think it matters whether you add it early or later. And she was very, very rigid about adding it right when it starts to boil. So again, I'm not sure if there's something there I'm missing, um, or what. But again, she Googled and proved herself correct by Googling. But that gave me no actual why answers. So it does, yeah. You don't oil it? Okay. It may be that oiling it is old practice and that it's not necessarily the correct way to go. I honestly don't know. But if I do the why, mm-hmm. If I ask myself the whys, why would that be true? I can't make it make sense. You know what I mean? It makes a kind of sense that it could keep. Thank you, Debbie. So that was exactly my point. That was my thought process. Ah, okay. Yeah. That and could you send that to me in a DM, Debbie? Because it's been driving me nuts. Hello, Tommy. We were talking about whether or not you should add oil to pasta water. Was that what we were doing? All right, so I'm going to put a little bit of salt in here. I've got the turmeric, the ginger, the serrano, and the garlic. Beautiful, 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 beautiful. I see. This is why I just need to understand why. I need the process that's involved so that I can make some sense what people are telling me I should and shouldn't do. Thank you, Davi. I appreciate you. We don't have to do a lot of smashing on this. Like I said, we're just trying to get some of these oils to release. Never, never. That's a slip and slide, isn't it, Davi? Nope. So, I know, right? Um, this is fresh ginger, fresh turmeric, garlic, and a serrano with a little bit of salt. I grated it first to make it easier to smash, but basically we're making the curry paste. We made the curry powder already. We used insane amounts of spices. I used a quarter cup of whole cumin, a quarter cup of whole coriander, 8 whole cloves. No, 10 whole cloves. I know, no, this one's not squishy. It's not squishy. Um, 8 cardamom pods, a tablespoon of black peppercorns, a tablespoon of mustard seeds, and half a teaspoon of cinnamon. So that's our curry powder. Um, we roasted our tomatoes already. I forgot about them. I got so involved in what I was talking about that I let them cook longer than they should have, and therefore they slightly dehydrated, but that's okay. I added a little bit of water back to them, and we'll make our tomato sauce that way. We did finish the what was it? Mm, I don't remember the name of the thing I'm making. Um, the dessert thing. The yeah, that thing. That's in the fridge, setting up as we speak. Um, I should make our raita next because I want our flavors to come together for as long as possible in that. So our next step is going to be the raita. Now that we've got our curry paste and our curry powder finished. I'm going to grate cucumber for it. And we're going to let that weep for a bit. Okay. That is that. Yeah. What I found in just looking at things, and I don't have anybody who's like traditionally like got a bunch of skill in traditional Indian cuisine or Greek cuisine per se. But both the Mediterranean, the tzatziki is used as a cooling and digestive aid, and the raita is used as a cooling and digestive aid. Even though the raita has a serrano in it, it's not spicy. It still has that cooling effect of the yogurt. Oh, goodness. I'm going to use half of this English cucumber. And we'll just put it in the strainer in the sink and let it weep to keep our raita from being watery in the end. Where is my grater? Aha, I found it. Whether or not you take the skins off of your cucumber is up to you. Different cucumbers have different amounts of thickness in the skin, and so you kind